Hello, and welcome to How to Play D&D, the explainer podcast with one experienced dungeon master and one failed scriptwriter to discuss D&D topics. My name is Kinsey, and my guest this week is none other than the queen of How to Play D&D herself, Abby from Tabletop Curiosities. Hello, Abby.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for letting me drag you into this on Monday evening.
It's okay. I'm excited. This should be my bread and butter, this one. So
this is the one. You've really got to sell yourself in this one. So with that, what topic are we covering this week?
Dice making.
Let's get to it. Okay, so today's episode is about dice making, the skill you regret not being able to add to a job application. I've been casting photos of myself on my TV to ensure I have company at home. Why won't screencasting work on billboards around my city? Are photos of me in the bath condemned to loneliness? What am I doing?
I think what we're really trying to do is just give body positivity.
That's all I'm going for.
You just want to show the people what they're missing out on.
I think Dove do a really good job. All I'm saying is I want to be represented too.
We'll write some letters. We'll get there.
Letters. I'll screencast them some photos. They'll be sorted. All right, to the real questions. Why did you select dice making as a topic?
I'm going to call you straight out, and you asked me.
That's true. Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's probably something I wouldn't choose because it is just like my day-to-day all the time. But you were totally right. We should talk about it.
There is a humble brag there. There's a humble brag there because if it is your day-to-day all the time, that means you must be in demand to be making them. And obviously, if you listen to this, or even if you haven't played D&D yet, you know what dice are, and you definitely want to collect all the dice in the world that D&D has to offer.
Surely. I mean, that's why it started for me. As soon as you start playing D&D, you get dice goblinism. I mean, some people are weirdly immune. I don't trust those people.
They say serial killers don't yawn if someone else in the room yawns. It's the same for people who don't want dice after seeing some.
Surely. Shiny click clacks. Come on.
100%. What goes into making dice for D&D? Big question immediately off the bat.
So for me, I make them by hand. I'm a handmade dice maker. So it's resin is the key material that we use. You need to make master dice. Usually they're 3D printed, special little guys that you polish within an inch of their life and make them shiny. Then you make a mold from them out of silicone, and then you're ready to go to cast resin, epoxy resin, into the dice molds.
Yeah,
and then voila.
quite a lot, right? Because even though it's easy to it's not even easy to even describe the process, but doing it takes time, right?
Yeah. I mean, just getting your raw materials together in order to make that first set of dice can be a mission. I mean, there's loads of great people out there that take that part away. It's become a really popular hobby, and it's really awesome to see people selling molds on Etsy and coming up with their own dice masters. So you can sort of jump into the process of just making the resin dice and see how you feel about it. And yeah, that's the fun bit where all the colors, the glitters, all of the design elements come in as well.
So with that in mind, then, you said people have gone into making their own and selling those. You can buy them off Etsy and create your own. Is there a variety of dice players can use or buy for D&D, or are we stuck to the original dice that we use? Are there customizable ones that people can get hold of? Are there different patterns, different shapes?
Yeah, I mean, as I say, it's got so popular now as a hobby that people have started really investing a lot of time into all sorts of different shapes, sizes. So you got your standard set that you'd get from, your local shop. That is unlikely to be what shapes you're going to get from a handmade dice maker. They're probably going to make them bigger, definitely pointier. All the edges are nice and sharp, and a little bit bigger. D4s, you've got a massive selection these days of different shaped D4s, because for some reason we don't like the pointy Legos.
We don't. I think I've
They're
got like
dangerous.
I think I've got like three different D4s in one set, and I didn't even know when purchasing them that that was going to be the case. I just saw like one of them, and thought you get one D4, and then it turns out it's like every option under the sun.
Yeah, the D4 definitely started it with let's mess around with the shapes.
Mm.
But yeah, you can get all sorts of different ones these days. I saw a great one the other day that looked like an acorn. You kind of
Oh
spin
right,
it like a
yeah,
spinning top. Very cute.
nice. Do players need a certain amount of dice to play D&D?
We actually talked about this in general recently
Mm.
to kind of help with your wizard character and how many dice you need to roll if you're sort of bad man spelling, the
Yeah,
big boy damage spells. You can turn up to a session, have your seven, have the key seven, and you'll have plenty of fun. But you're going to have to probably roll some of those multiple times and then do the math as you go along. Personally, I love a handful. So if you
yeah.
can get yourself, for Fireball 8d6, rolling them all at the same time is so satisfying. So it depends how far you want to go.
That's the thing, is like having like a favorite set of dice, but then realizing, oh, you need more of one die is a nightmare, because then you need like seven of that same set. So that's what we were talking about, weren't we? Of like, what would I actually need to like pull this character off? Like, what dice that could all be matching to make that happen?
Yeah, you can go matching and have that. That's my character set. A lot of people love to just have this is what my character uses. This is the vibe that I'm going for. But some people also do like palettes as well, so they don't all have to be the same in a set, but they're given a vibe. It's like a color palette or a similar theme running through all of the dice that they collect for that character.
Nice. Okay. So we're kind of already at the last few questions, but if people want to try making their own dice, like what do they need? You explained it at the beginning, but if it was like a shopping list, what kind of thing would they need to kind of at least try it?
So, first and foremost, personal protective equipment. It is not a la di da simple craft. You need to have gloves, a respirator, goggles, maybe even like a boiler suit. Some people go for. I have like designated resin cloves that are
Right.
the contaminated ones, and that's what they get used for. Um, just a really important thing to put because people jump in and you can really hurt yourself. It's
Right.
really bad for your skin, bad for your breathing. So first and foremost, PPE. But then otherwise, it's a lot of fun stuff. So epoxy resin comes in two parts, so you need to mix it together in order to get that reaction to make it harden. Molds, as I say, you can get molds from people who do that for you, so you don't necessarily have to start all the way at your own masters and designing all of that. Um, the main investment point is a pressure pot. So you can make dice without one. It's just extremely tricky to not have like lots of bubbles
Right.
and holes and things in the dice. So that's the biggest investment. If you want to really get serious about the hobby, then you're going to want a pressure pot, which I don't know much of the science behind, but it's basically filled with like compressed air that makes it pressurized and sealed while the resin is curing.
All of that sounds like the first one, the PPE, is the most important after just explaining all the other ones.
Yeah, as well as, I mean, people come into my office that I make the dice in and see the pressure pot and think it's a bomb
Oh, right.
sometimes.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
actually quite a scary piece of equipment. So you have to be safe about that as well. But yeah, from there, you want resin pigments, glitter, colors, all the fun stuff. You could put 3D printed things into resin as well, dried flowers, all the fun stuff.
So is
So
it
it
like
depends.
anything you want to put in it? If it fits, it can work. Like it's up to you how you customize that. I guess then why people would come to you over doing it themselves is like the patience and the skill to be able to like make those things kind of match across a set, and placement of them in the right order of when you're the process of making dice.
Yeah, and even for me, after like 5 years, it can be quite unpredictable. Sometimes for the better, and you're like, "Wow, that looks better than I thought it would." And then
Yeah.
sometimes you get things out of the pressure part after a whole 24 hours of hoping, and then you're like, "Oh wow,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
not what I expected." So experience helps, but I would honestly just say to anybody, just dive in. There's so
Mm.
many YouTube videos, Instagram people all over the place that share It's not a
Yeah.
very gate kept community, which is really nice.
Right. Oh, well, the last two questions then. I guess even though it's a podcast, it is a video podcast. So, or maybe you have images, or I'll put them on screen if you've got some to put in after. What is your favorite set of dice you've ever made for someone?
Hmm. I think they're actually the set that I made for me.
Okay.
Um, and they have little frog moths inside.
Oh, of course, yeah. If anyone listens to the podcast, then you'll know Froggermoths are Abby's favorite.
Oh, and I
Nice.
realised I probably should have said the set of dice with my wedding bouquet
Oh,
preserved
right.
in them also, because they're very sentimental.
Oh, yeah. No, you don't have to say that. It's always frogs. It's always frogs. It's absolutely fine. All right, well, that's a very, very short episode, but actually really helpful because I've looked at these things before online, and it's for someone with my brain, like scanning quickly and going over the bits over and over again. It is actually really hard to kind of just accept that that's what you need to do or remember what it is. When someone's saying it to you, it's much easier to understand kind of the process or to kind of like keep you from going to do the process and know like what it takes, the time and things you need. And so yeah, thank you very much for that. As always, we'll go out with a less mature comment. Today's adventure is sadly coming to a close. We are back in next week with the topic: Are old people considered vintage? And as always, thank you for tuning in. And if you'd like joining on the D&D action, then please follow us on Instagram at HowToPlayDND or check out the link in our bio to join our Discord server. Also, check out Black Mark Clo on Instagram for cool D&D clothing. Abby, what do you do? Where can we find you?
I'm a dice maker. You can find me at tabletop.curiosities on Etsy, Instagram, TikTok.
Everyone, definitely check into what Abby does, and we're doing a giveaway very soon, which includes some dice that Abby is so kindly donated to the cause. So with that, I've been Connor Kinsey.
I've been Abby from Tabletop Curiosities.
Good day.